I can't believe I actually made these business cards from home, like from design to printing, 100% at home. Amazing. Let me show you how I did it. Today I'm going to be showing you how I print some business cards from home, and I'm going to be totally honest, like I am figuring it out at the same time as you because this is my first time using these. I actually have some other business cards I actually bought from Vistaprint, and I love these and they're great, but I actually wanted some discount cards to use for the market that I have coming up, and I didn't have enough time to order some business cards, so I have these. I got these from Avery. They came with really simple instructions to access the templates online, so it shouldn't be too bad. They have little serrated edges that you can just pop each individual card out. I'm using my new printer today, which is like a HP Smart Tank, which is really good because the ink lasts like 2 years. My other printer broke. It was a really good printer, but unfortunately I just couldn't get it working again. As per the instructions, I went to avery.com/templates to access the different templates that they had. There is a number on the actual Avery business cards that you buy, so you can just type that in and search for it so you can find the exact one you need. I wanted the double-sided one because I have to print on both sides, and then I selected to create my own. Then I went ahead, I had already created my designs. I used Canva, and I actually downloaded a template from Etsy. That was really handy and it saved me a lot of time. And I used that for one of the sides to give that kind of like Instagram profile effect. And so then I just went ahead and uploaded these, and then just had to size them correctly to make sure that they weren't over the edges, but they were the right size for the print. And then did that on the other side of the page too. Just made sure that it was all sized up right and wasn't going over the red border. Since I'm printing from home, I went ahead and selected Get PDF and then Save Project. And then I went ahead and renamed my file so that it will come up something I would be able to find when I saved it to my computer. And then I clicked Save. And then this enabled me to then go ahead and open the PDF. And so here you have it. You can see that it's already laid everything out for you. So it's duplicated all the business cards and it's lined it all up perfectly. So when you go ahead and print it, it should come out correctly. And so I decided to go ahead and test this just using a regular piece of paper first so I could figure out my settings. So in my printer settings, I selected Show Details, made sure that it was selected to US letter paper because that's the size of the business card paper. And then I went ahead and selected the special paper type. I couldn't see an option for cardstock, but if you see that option on your printer settings, you should use that. And so then I selected the quality to be at best, and then I just double checked that it was regular paper in the printer and selected print. And so this was the first side. Unfortunately, I don't have double-sided printing on this new printer, so I had to actually manually turn it over. But if you do have double-sided, then make sure that that is selected so that your printer will just do it for you. And then I went ahead and selected page 2 and then pressed print to print this other side out. And this did take a couple tries for me to make sure that I was putting it in the right way, because I did accidentally print it upside down, which is why I was glad I used regular paper. But this is how it came out on the regular paper, and it actually they look great. The color quality is great. And so I took out the business card stock to see how it would line up, just to make sure that it was all lined up before I went ahead and printed on these, because it only comes in like a pack of 10, even though overall there is like 100. I didn't want to mess up a batch of 10. It looked lined up perfectly fine. So then I went ahead and put this business card stock in, and there's an arrow to show you which way that it needs to go in. So I printed using the same settings and had to make sure it's just on page 1, and this is how it came out. And then I turned it over again. As I said, I have to do this manually. Hopefully you have duplex printing. Then I had to make sure I selected page 2 again, that it was letter, high quality, and then went ahead and printed out the other side. These actually came out beautifully, and this one is all lined up. I'm going to be totally honest, I did mess up the first one that I did. It came out upside down because it was actually my fault. I hadn't put it in the printer correctly. You just have to fold the paper backwards and forward in order to separate each of the individual business cards, so it's quite easy to do. So this is what they look like when they're all done, and I actually think that they're not too bad. They could be a little bit thicker, and I also noticed that the edges were a little bit messy, so I just decided to just be a little bit extra and just clean them up a little bit. So I just took a file and just kind of went over them. And then I also had a rounded edge cutter for my business cards, and I was really excited to use that on these because it just kind of like gives it a more polished and clean and tidy look, especially that I made these at home. It just helps tidy up the corners a little bit. So I actually preferred the way that these ones came out, and so I went ahead and clipped the edges off of all of them. This was a little bit more time consuming, but you know, sometimes they charge you extra for these rounded corners, and also I was not going to be able to get these in time, so that's why I decided to print these at home. And actually they came out pretty decent, like they were really cute, and I was just using these as discount cards. You could use them for business cards as well, but you'd probably want them a little bit thicker in my opinion. So I hope that you found this video useful. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel if you did. I will be doing more business vlogs and everything all natural hair and body care. Thank you for watching. Bye.